again, it's an aspect towards appreciation. Rabbi Bukspan. Very hard thing to do. First, I'm not growing. Very few people are royal dance. Very few people. In general, if you want to say something in honor of a good person, person lives a long life. There's much for the person to do, much younger. How can you say Shevach and praise and yourself so much younger, so much less? Who are you to say great things about someone? And you yourself not already know yourself. But I'm Shaliach for everybody. Shaliach for family. And we all have to feel unworthiness. We all have to feel unworthiness. Not only because of the godless, the greatness, and the specialness, or Rabbi Bukspan, also because all we went through and persevered and displayed enormous strength, enormous courage. We came to LA more than 50 years ago. In those days, all the people have to know that comprised the religious community of Los Angeles. The people were the original vanguard of terror in LA. Those people who are here now, this place will be filled. Spread over 2, 3, 4, 5 different rooms. That's how many people here. We who are here are the people on the Jerusalem place, and the remains of the angels. Those are the years. And let's remember some of the great, beautiful people of those years. It wasn't a real powerful terror town in those years. But there were very, very great and special people over here. Not for those people that we might have stayed in these sections. They're not lonely, right? 25 years old. Someone hiding, young man, and all alone. What should I do? Where should I go? So of course, we'll address the Rosh Hashiva. So when it's out the road. Simple lesson. Another address. Rosh Hashiva. Learning. Books from the prison. Time, he basically me. psychological. Silence, more signs, more persistence. And of course, even though Spain was conscious, the chef was conscious. What was like the chef in those days? What was conscious? Conscious was where there was a lot of food, basic foods available. Would have, basics that we were used to back east. Weren't available. Bukspan went without remuneration, free of charge, various plans, various areas. At least certain basic foods should be available to us. And we all knew that they didn't have an extra, they had his extra. It wasn't stamped on the package. We all knew. We made it simple. Wherever you made it, in a hotel, in the shul. I got my Torah, I was not eating. In the books. It was the only hospital we are. But that's just the beginning of the story. As a basic, he displayed my little knowledge, the ability to decipher a problem, the ability to sense the situation, and the ability to read a psak all at the same time. So that what came up as a result or solution was in fact not only halacha, but workable. And miskabel. You can say a psak all day long. But it's not shach, but it's even to impossible for people to deal with it, handle it. This can psak. Psak has to be workable, to live with. And it's been told for Isis inside those letters, inside those words. You would often open up the Sefer and read with me and show me how he read it far differently than I read it. And I saw godless. I saw real godless. How to be able to solve that problem, whether it was personal for me, or for my family, or the shaykhs that were given to me, certainly for my the gift of freedom. All this minister, all this private, no jingle. An orange street that says person for here. But it was person for here in those days. People who lived here could not live without. So we have to think that. We have to say for Los Angeles, for this city. Shreinu Matriv, Chalkeinu. Have a beautiful portion. It's good to live in Ireland. My longer Aleinu, how pleasant is the destiny as the Torah spreads and grows and develops. But you have to remember, my young people should say, how beautiful is our heritage, where it all comes from. must start. On whose shoulders we rest. And so with the Psak Halachas, with the what they did, they convened, unknown to many, not all. With the personal advice they gave to so many, individual guidance. I came to town at 25. Every time I walked into the Bukspan's office, I realized I was 25 again. I was a young man, seeking direction and guidance from someone who knew the world, understood the depth of how to deal with situations. And that is leadership. And the leadership that he exuded affected so many people, known and unknown, people who were not necessarily part of the Torah, people who were just simple, nice people, good people looking for direction. That leadership is the person of God. God alone has to be a person who seeks learning. That's, of course, extensive. But a goal has to be someone who can spread that into leadership and direct it towards people. Rosh Hashiva does that. All his Bachar, all his Talmidim, what Rosh Hashivas do. That's why Rosh Hashiva is called the Geilim. So, first to Allah. They also do. Because they affect people's lives. And that's the Bachar. They do those in families. I also said that you'll see a great shimush by him, to watch him, to deal with situations. And me there not really what he told me, what he showed me. A lot of my shimush is from him in terms of whatever I've accomplished. Certainly all the learning of the summits, all the pathways of Psak. Then there was the Chesed. Organizations were Torah, the Chesed. Hundreds of people received Chesed. My first year in LA, after a short period of time, I was at the job. Okay. Which took the fun lesson and the which I have to do with a part-time job here, a part-time job here. I came to a Bukspan for months. I didn't pay for them, but a whole lot more. I was embarrassed. I'm okay. So a famous line. Don't take the food, I'll punch you in the nose. We said in the pasuk, Hashem is with Niftim. There's a table set out in front of Shulchan. One of all those Torah not perhaps acknowledging. Today, I see a way. He was very good friends with my Rebbe. I was at the wealth of my wonder. And Rebbe had me walk on the Isn't he amazing? How I grew up in Eretz Yisrael and developed and became a person from Torah. and straight, smooth as silk. Come to LA, Rabbi Bukspan, on Mamish Hemshech. Continue with the same heroic, and continue with the same direction, and continue with the same love. I found it fascinating. I was never just slow. I could see discussions. I am the Bukspan. Amazing. Then again, husband, husband, simply fine. What love is all about. It's time to hear from the Munich Choshev of Rome. As I explained how Rome, Ein Kibbutz of Yosem Mizum. No greater honor in your father as your son. You must be the father. And so I say to my Rebbe Mary, Rabbi Bukspan, I can't stop you often. I have everlasting personal and close to you. And she must be true itself.
We were not planning on having much of something today. Airport shortly. But what Rabbi Black said, let's share a few things. Gemara Sanhedrin has a discussion whether a hesped is yikra d'shechvi or yikra d'chai, whether it's a covered for the mace or is it a covered for the people who are alive. The Gemara brings back many rayas back and forth. The Gemara has a conclusion. Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz in his Yaris Devash says that they are both true in a surprising way. He says, of course, a hesped is yikra d'chai. You're giving kavod and honoring the people that are alive, the family, the friends, to know what a wonderful family member they had. But he says, that goal of that ultimately is like the Gemara in Brachos, Agud devei hesped deluye, that the purpose of a hesped is for people to cry, is for people to be heirim kol, to realize what the loss was, who the nifter was, and thereby change their life and pattern their life after what the person was. And that is the real yikra d'chai, that they benefit, not they hear nice words being said, oh, what a wonderful person this was, but that they learn and realize what they have to aspire to, how it's not merely saying nice words, it's living by those words as well. And that, says Rabbi Yonasan Eibeshitz, is the ultimate yikra d'shachvi. It's the ultimate kavod for the person who passed away. Because when the people realize what that person was, what the loss was, what that person did, and maybe we can change and do a little something like that, that is the ultimate kavod and schus for the person as well. So they're both true, he says. It's yikra d'chai that they change on that account, and thereby it boomerangs back to be yikra d'shachvi. So Rabbi Black said, there's two things, mamish, come to my mind now. When he spoke about Reb Simcha Wasserman, how he was involved with Reb Simcha Wasserman. My father came to town. My father, Harini Kaparis Mishkavi, came to Los Angeles for Reb Simcha Wasserman. He was in Yisrael. He was in the Koilo there. Koilo wasn't a big thing in those days. And he was looking for, my father, Harini Kaparis Mishkavi, was looking for a shtela. And he had a few opportunities, and he was going to be a menahel, to be a principal in the New York area. He was in the Torah Masorah building for a third interview, I think. And he heard Joe Kamenetsky, Yosef Kamenetsky from Torah Masorah, saying, "Oh, Rabbi Simcha, I'll see you soon." And my father, Harini Parasvishkava, asked him, "Who's that Rabbi Simcha? Is that Rabbi Hanan's son?" He says, "Yeah." So my father wanted to meet him, and he went over and gave shalom to Rabbi Simcha. Simcha asked, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm in Yisrael. I'm here on an interview." Another interview, and they spoke for like a minute and a half, and then Simcha said, I have to take care of something. Please don't go away. Stay here." He walked out of the room 5-6 minutes. He came back. Apparently, he had made a phone call to Rav Ruderman in Eretz Yisrael, and he walks into the room and he says, "Please come with me to Los Angeles." And my father agreed. He had my mother. I thought it was $12,000. My mother said it was $10,000. He was being offered somewhere else. He came out to Los Angeles, I think, for $6,500. Significant amount, but my father's his feeling was to go and build Torah, to do something. It's not about himself. It's to do for others with Rav Simcha, with Rav Chanan Zazun in Los Angeles. That's something that he wanted to do because it wasn't about what he could get out of it. It's what he could do for others. Rabbi Block spoke about the chesed. Again, people from the past. Nowadays we have, what do they call, Timchei Shabbos, organizations. 50 years ago, I'm sure there were other things in the city, but we used to have every week. We used to have before Pesach, literally a few trucks with fruits and vegetables coming up every day. A truck emptying, delivering 100 cases of gefilte fish in jars, 100 cases of grape juice, wine, things for Pesach. There were thousands of pounds of deliveries that came daily, several times daily, and people would come to the house on Orange Street. We would go ahead and have, if someone's on this side where the food was, where my father, Harini Kaparis Mishkovei Svarim, the food was all over the house. This next person had to come. You go on 6407, two apartments side by side, so they don't see one another. There were times when it wasn't only, "I'll punch you in the nose if you don't take the food." My father would, Harini Kaparis Mishkovei, would put on a box, a case of gefilte fish that costs, that he would have to pay $30, whatever it was. He'd put a sticker, $6, and he would tell the people, "No, I'm in the kosher. I'm involved with kashrus. I know the companies. It only costs this amount of money." So people didn't even know that they were getting things for nothing. We had commercial freezers in the garages that we would store things left over from simchas that were delivered to people. And even, again, because it wasn't about himself, when the community moved away from where we lived on, right by Wilshire and Fairfax, there were a lot of Yidden there, when I was growing up. Everyone moved over to Fairfax, to La Brea, Highland, what do we call it? Hancock Park. And us kids, we wanted to move also. Our friends had left the neighborhood, but the decision was, we have to stay here, because if we're going to be in an apartment on Detroit or in Mansell, whatever, people are not going to come picking up cases. This way, it's off the beaten path. People didn't have to know, and there were people that were barim to members of the community, Rabbonim, Mamish Rabbonim, Roshei Yeshiva in town. They would come and they would be able, and they would get, and no one would be any the wiser. It was about doing for others, not about, it was about doing for others. We have myself and my siblings, we have so much hakar satay for the home that we were able to grow up in, to see all different things, being involved with the entires that people don't know about, being involved with things behind the scenes with Rabbanish, not scandals, but big issues where somehow my father, Rabbi Bukspan, was involved in a unique way in so many amazing things. And the Hakar Satayv isn't something that I could ever, I have to always be grateful or recognize what I owe. But I just want to share a short word that my father, Rabbi Bukspan, said. It was on last week, Parshas Matos, just about Hakar Satayv, because this is, someone told me today that this somehow personifies who he was. Medrash says, Moshe Rabbeinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe, Nikmas b'nei Yisrael me'es ha-midyanim v'achakasef alamecha. Moshe seemingly was supposed to lead the battle against Midian. Moshe gives over the Melchama to Pinchas. He speaks it to first, giving it to Pinchas. Rashi gives, I think, 3 reasons. The Medrash gives 2 reasons. The Medrash says, why did Moshe not do it? Number 1, because Moshe has a debt of gratitude. Moshe was harbored by Midian when he fled Mitzrayim after killing the Mitzri. So it's Hakar Satayv, he can't do it. Bir the Shasas may now Tishal Pekal. Then the Medrash says that the Midian they are fighting against is Lav Isa Midian. It's not the same Midian, it's a different people by the same name. So why didn't Moshe do it? Because Pinchas deserved to do it. Because Pinchas started killing Midian in the guise of Cosby. So Hamas Chol Mitzvah, I mean like Gemara, Pinchas should finish it off. So the Medrash is giving 2 good reasons. Number 1, Moshe can't on Hakar Satayv. Number 2, Pinchas should Hamas Chol Mitzvah, I mean like Gemara. So my father in Hakar Satayv asked a simple kasha. Yes, it's true, it's a different Midian, different people, but why did the Medrash have to first, before giving the second answer, discount the first one? Why did the Medrash have to say it's different people, it's not the same Midian, there's no union of Hakar Satayv, and then give the second answer? So he said, what this shows you is the overarching value of Hakar Satayv. That Hakar Satayv is such an overwhelming principle that if it is in play, if Moshe really had a debt owed to these people, it would be wholly inappropriate to come up and say, oh, by the way, there's a second reason Pinchas should do it. B'makam Hakar Satayv, you can't talk about other reasons. And therefore the Medrash first had to discount the first one by saying it's Lava Isa Midian, to then go ahead and give another reason. And this, I've been called over the past 12 hours by so many people telling me, people that I know, people that I heard of, people that I didn't know, I've been called with their Hakar Satayv of things that I really never knew, or things that I knew about, maybe I shouldn't have known. And I hope that we will be able to be Mekayim, Agra, the Hesped, the Deluye, that we learn from what the Nifter was and incorporate it in our lives, thereby it being not only Yikra Dechaya, the ultimate Yikra Deshefra.
Shalom Vanos, let's say Kamali. Kamali. Good. Please rise.
Himmelei Rachamim, Shoyecheine B'Ameroimim, Hamzei Menuchale Choydom, Avekane Fe'ashechidom, B'Malois Kedoshim U'Teyoinim Kezoy Yarokia Mazilim, Es Nishmas Rabbi Yehuda ben Abraham Shiolach Yoilomoim Ba'avur Shenodim Tzedoko Mispalim B'yadas Koras Nishmosoi B'gan Eden L'hochel b'alachamim yasireyu v'seisa k'nafar le'ayalomim v'yitzerah b'tzar ha'chayim es nishemosoi hadayenayhu nachalosoi v'yaluach Amishkovoi v'sholayim v'noimar Amen.
We're going to be Mlaba the Aron, a few houses this way, and then we're going to go to the airport. Want to help her?